I grew up poor myself. My mom and dad, we started out living in a 2-room shack, which used to be my grandpa's old barn. We built 3 rooms on later. We had no running water. We took sheets to divide our rooms off so we'd have, privacy. But so I mean, I come from a background some of these other people do, and I've always strived to want to take them out of that situation.
The name Joshua House originally came from the priest that started the Joshua House Fund. And I forget exactly if it was Greek or the exact derivation of, but it's essentially another name for Jesus.
Joshua House has sure been a blessing to me.
Since 1997, over 120 people have given up their vacation time and paid their own expenses to travel to Kentucky to give to others. Some have gone multiple times. To date, 16 homes have been built, and many other additions and repairs were performed by volunteers of Joshua House Fund.
I can't say enough about Joshua Houses, and I've never met a friendlier bunch of people. I've never met one of you that wasn't nice as can be, so that means a lot too. You know, you don't get too often that people are so nice that they would give their vacation time, like you or your time and Barb her vacation time, to come and do something that's, going to help people out so much.
The impact that Joshua House has had in this community has been tremendous. And I see the homes that you all have built, the remodeling that you have done. As a matter of fact, one of the young men whose home you just put a roof on finished it yesterday. I picked him up and took him to Bible study at my church last night, and he was so appreciative, and he was really and truly bragging on those ladies. He said, Jimmy says, they got a funny accent, ain't they?
We got involved in Joshua House because of friends of ours in town who I actually really, respect what they're about, and their sense of value and sense of giving back. And so it was a nice thing to become a part of, and glad we did it.
I was 14 when I first came, and to be honest, the first year my mom suggested we go, I absolutely did not want to come. I hated it. Not when I was here, but when I was first told about it, I thought it was just the dumbest thing ever. And then I came down here and I fell in love with it, and now I've been coming down here 7 years now, and I don't know what I would do if this wasn't in my life.
Well, I had heard about Joshua Houses, and to be truthful about it, I didn't think we'd qualify because we usually fall through that little loophole where you don't make enough to do anything, but it's enough to knock you out of getting any help. But I went ahead and filled out an application, and one of the houses fell through, and thankfully my name popped up.
We were told about Joshua House. Then I think we talked to Mike, and we had to put in an application, of course, for it. And we had to send a letter in saying why we needed a home and so forth. And so we sent those in, and it was a Christmas gift for us when we found out that we were getting the house.
They were sharing a bedroom, sharing a bed.
Now they don't have to. It's
our oldest son was with us at the time before he moved out. And of course he went to the Marines and got her in the deal. But at the time there were 3 boys, and they were all 3 in one room, 2 of them in one bed, 1 in one bed. The whole house was only like 24 foot. I mean, it was just small, very small. We was all cramped in it.
It is not just an honor to be able to work with you all, but it was a blessing. And it gave me and George a great opportunity to give them a steady home that they can live in and for as long as they want. And that is something that we couldn't give them.
We weren't able, income-wise, to have a home. We couldn't fix the home we were in. The kids were, it was just horrible. I mean, when you walk into a bathroom and you have to watch where you place your feet because there's holes in the floor, you know, it gets to be a concern. There's no leaks in this house. When it rains, we can shut the doors. I mean, he is fearful of storms. He's not that fearful anymore of storms because we can close windows, shut doors, and he can just seal himself off from it.
We had been donors to Joshua House for some time, and then as my children got older, my son, Dennis, who's now 20, I think he was probably 15 when he came down first with me. He and I went and we both enjoyed it tremendously. He talked about it a lot to his brothers and sisters, and I have twins that are 18 years old right now. They have both been on the trip. We've gone on the trip as a family. And I think in total, Dennis has been on it twice, Brian's been on it twice, and Caitlin, my daughter's been on it once.
Literacy is a big thing here in our county. By working in elementary school, I see a lot of kids struggle on a day-to-day basis of reading. And a lot of them, in being involved with the after-school programming, the kids want to learn. They just don't have the resources.
CAP, the Christian Appalachian Project, partners with Joshua House Fund to help provide assistance with education and other matters.
CAP and Joshua House have teamed up in this really great way to help people that are kind of slipping through the cracks as far as education. In the county, a lot of people either don't finish high school or finish high school and that's as far as they go because those are the jobs that they're available to have here. There's no reason to go to college. But the people that do want to go to college fall into three groups. You have the very poor who qualify completely for government assistance in way more than they need for school, and so they can use those grants to live while they go to school. You have those that are well off enough, they're very few, well off enough to afford college and still make a living. But it's the middle group that really falls through the cracks, those that make just enough money to not qualify for government assistance, but that also really, really want and understand the value of education.
I hope they go on to college. We've talked about it. They've all wanted to go. These two have planned. I know this one has a plan to be a doctor. So, I mean, we've got aspiring dreams. So, and I encourage it. I've only had 2 years of college, but I've done that with, you know, 3 kids at home. So.
They already have their hopes and dreams planned out for us. Our oldest one wants to be a neurologist, and our youngest one wants to be a teacher. They tell us that almost every day.
Being from this area, I know that there's a huge need to help these families. A lot of these families are raising grandkids, they're raising nieces, nephews, and with no employment here, there is a huge need. Just helping these families will mean, you know, they will have their pride back, they'll have their self-esteem back. They're just, in this area, they just get in a bind, and financially, you know, there's just not a lot of opportunities here.
Back when they needed a carpenter, it was a blessing to us that they picked Doug, because we needed income.
This week of building a house is the culmination of a year's worth of effort in terms of getting the message out there and fundraising and trying to get enough money to build a house, or once in a while enough money to build 2 houses, or 1 house and a couple side projects. So anything that we can do, we literally take down here with us and make something happen.
I would encourage people to donate. I go back to the donation cards that we get, and it says what the new roof is, what this is, what that is, and it means so much more once that you're here and you see how much they need it.
You will not regret for one moment your decision to put your time and, if you're able, your money into coming together for this mission that we all have grown to love.
Joshua House is a special organization. It's extraordinary. You know, we're all asked to give to so many different charities. They're all very worthwhile. Many of us give to numerous charities, but this one is different. The money goes directly into building for the families. You can see how it changes people's lives.
It's a project that elevates people's lives and families. They feel better about themselves, and they, at the same time, in feeling better about themselves, they're more likely to want to get more education and to read more. They're just happier in their lives. And we generally see it that I would say 4 out of 5 homes continue to stay neat and clean year after year and maintained. And that to me is also extremely happy thing.